this way before. Travel through the open door. Circumstances navigated the path, and life happened oh so fast. No, we got lonely. Sometimes you see, I know we couldn't make it. Even when I'm off beat, I still land on my feet, and nothing can shake me, cause I know my time. I never. This is where I am destined to be. I'm not ready to give up. No, I believe in the miracle of life. Life's a paper, no rehearsal. Learn quickly, they'll come for your role. Games we play, can't take it personal. Cause the devil is a liar. I'm telling you the truth. It's all in what you do. Some things you gotta do. And it's fight for millions. Take a second, see the blessing in it. For much expected, much is given. When I made the living, now I'm giving back to children. Never let the power come first before your happiness. Yes, you can be the best if you go the distance. Mix a little sweat with your persistence. You know that the best things are never instant. Just shine up and make it brilliant. Get up, open up your eyes now. It's the moment of truth. No backing down. We're bringing it through like for the children, it's a given. You gotta give it, be a blessing.
This my personal statement. Run the game like I'm aces. Learn to develop patience, determined to be the greatest. Yeah, bobbing and weaving, they changing up like the seasons. Indigenous to the grind, so I do it for all my people. Jabbing in competition, back up against the ropes. She fighting for recognition. I'm fighting just to promote equality where we lacking. Or cancer slowing our road. I'm confident we'll make it. Focus on common goals. Yeah.
Give back, give love, give insight to the way. Never give up, stand tall to fight another day. 2 toes, 2 feet, I stand on the ground. I'm going soon and fight this final round. That's a paper, no rehearsal. Learn quickly, they'll come for your blow. Can't take it personal, cause the devil is alive. Telling you the truth, it's all in what you do. Some things you gotta do. I'm gonna share all that I have and give to those in need. So we're gonna win this battle, fight that disease. No one can support you, don't leave your hands, that's young. We've got to be control with all. I love you.
Oh, get out of here, DJ. Go. Go. You getting old, DJ. We're going to try it like this one time for the people, man. I appreciate y'all coming in the building. Thank you much. Thank you much. Who we got in the building? What's up, JP? Ever JQ? I supposed to kept the music on, man. Oh, man. Job, man. Fuck you. Hey, sucker. Man, sucking egg. Big homie. Big home. What's up, Keno? Ricky? KJ? Appreciate y'all. What's up, Adolfo? What's up, Damon? I appreciate y'all coming in here tonight. Hopefully the stream... Hopefully I'm up to speed with y'all tonight. I think it was maybe because it wasn't fully charged. So anyhow, man, getting great reviews from the screening, man. I'm gonna upload the screening in a little bit, the response from the screening. But I appreciate you guys coming in here tonight. What's the topic of the show? Oh, being black in Buffalo. Yeah, I caught up with what happened in Buffalo, and we definitely can talk about that. And also, Jamel Charlo said he made $10 million. Jamel made $10 million, y'all. He made $10 million, man. And shout out to Jamel Charlo for making $10 million versus Costado, man. Man. So Jamel Charlo made the same amount as Caleb Plant made against Canelo. Hey, people at PBC, y'all been getting underpaid, man. Hey, whoever is negotiating Jamel Charlo's pay, I need you, dog. Like, I need you in my life. If you got Jamel Charlo $10 million, I need you in my life, dog. I'm going to just keep it a buck. I really, really, really need you in my life. And I need you to negotiate some of my property deals, man. You know what I mean? You probably can get it. You probably can get it for free. So anyways, man, Jamel made $10 million versus, man, he made $10 million. So let's take that at face value. If Jamel made $10 million, right? Man, I keep on forgetting it's trailer time, y'all. Let me play trailer. Let me play the trailer, dog. Because we got 2 days. We got 2 days, y'all. 2 days.
You're watching America This Morning, America's #1 early morning news.
Time after time after time, we are watching murderers go free. They hide behind their badges, they hide behind their white privilege, and they use the excuse that they fear for their lives to murder our young people in cold blood.
It's done.
X, my brother.
No, don't think about it.
All you self-righteous assholes do is march and destroy your own communities. Killing me won't change a goddamn thing.
It's a lot different when it's a grown black man standing around it.
Yo. We got 2 days to that movie come out. Hey, let me tell y'all this. Sunday, we talking about the movie. We got David Benavidez. That's not, I mean, he gonna bust an out of shape David Lemieux up. That's not really a fight. It's more of a promotion for whoever he's fighting next and the brand. But we talking about this movie on Sunday. So make sure you're a part of the conversation and purchase the movie. Okay? Take your time and purchase the movie because we're going to have a full-blown conversation about this on Sunday. And I can't wait to hear your responses. And we're going to have a great time and rock out like that. So everybody got homework. Everybody go support Frederick Hawthorne. Checks and Balances, May 19th, Malcolm X's birthday. I'm actually trying to find us. Since I'm homeless right now, I'm trying to find an upscale steak restaurant to host Malcolm X's birthday. So I don't want to go to downtown LA because I don't want my grand aunt having to walk. You know what I mean? I want her to be able just to pull up to the restaurant and get out. So we won't be downtown, but I got to find like an upscale steakhouse in LA. So any recommendations, feel free to DM me and we'll have a great time. So I don't think it's going to be a show Thursday because I don't think I'll be back in time, but I will do a video or go live at some point, either of the two, and just to celebrate and commemorate Malcolm X and you know what I mean? But before we jump into the show, I've been having this thought all day today. Farrakhan said Malcolm X betrayed his teacher. Farrakhan betrayed Allah. Farrakhan betrayed Malcolm X because he drove from Boston all the way to Newark, New Jersey, which means he had the plan in his head the whole time. So him carrying that plan in his head the whole time, he betrayed Allah. Man gonna burn in hell. He gonna burn in hell because he never repented for killing Malcolm X. Never repented. You know what I mean? Oh man. So another two-time Olympic gold medalist showed it. Oh, who's that? Two-time Olympic gold medalist. So, so that's my thoughts on that. But anyways, man, let's jump into this boxing talk, man. And obviously, being black in Buffalo, let me put the. Oh, it's moving today. I'm not delayed. I love it. I love it. I love it. Good. We're starting off really good, and we talking about Buffalo, being black in Buffalo, man. It's so heart-wrenching, man. I just posted on my story the 10 people that perished was murdered. We got to say murdered because we need people to know that man is the devil. And I don't care if it's a white person killing black people, a black person killing black people, you the devil, you know? And this story's gonna get a lot of attention because the shooter was white, and I'm all for it. I'm 100% for it. I think we should give this man everything you can imagine. I want him to get beat up. I want him to spend 10 years in jail before he gets the death penalty. You know what I mean? I want the worst treatment that's known to man to happen to this man. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. I totally want that. And I love how people say we love black people. And we give everything. It's kind of like Bob Arum, right? Like in boxing. We give all our emotional capital when a white man destroys our community. And then we celebrate drug dealers who get movie deals. We call them great. Drugs in our hood has killed more people. I mean, it's as bad as slavery, right? In terms of tearing down the community. So there's no but in my argument. There is no but. I think they deserve the same malice attention that we're going to give this man. I don't even know his name. Some people you have the right to hate, you know, and that man walking into that restaurant, walking into that supermarket, I believe we have the right to hate the devil. I really believe that. And I'm not the guy that turns the other cheek. I don't wish that he gets salvation. I want that man to burn in hell. I want that man, I really want that man to burn in hell. But I don't want him to die quick. I want him to get the death sentence, but there's no death sentence in New York, right? Maybe it is because California has one, and typically California parallels New York. Help me out in the chat. Is there a death penalty in New York? And I really want him to get the death penalty, but I want him to serve 10 years first. I want him to get beat up. I want him to get, I want him to be somebody's boyfriend, somebody's girlfriend. I believe in stoning somebody to death. I believe it should be public. I believe we should be able to destroy these people publicly. I'm just keeping it a buck. I don't believe in what's the term? Peaceful deaths. Like you get the injection. You know what I mean? Nah. Yeah, and another thank you, Dana, for bringing that up. We had 2 in less than 24 hours, man. And it's and notice that these are happening where people can't carry guns. California, New York, and people say, get rid of guns. If more people in that damn grocery store had guns, that I hate to say like just a handful of people would have got murdered. I'm not being disrespectful to the dead, but I would believe it would be lower than 10. And be honest with you, he may not have done it because I don't think he wanted to die. He knew he wasn't going to die. He knew he was going to get caught. Oh, yeah, they don't have it? Okay. You understand? And if you are in open carry states, I advise you to teach your kids, teach your mother, teach your grandmother, your grandfather how to use a gun. Make sure it's small enough that they can carry, and teach them how to carry guns. Teach them how to protect themselves. At the very least, they should know how to pepper spray. Yeah, right, KP, you're right. Pepper spray at the very least. Like, I yell at Dre if she ain't running with her pepper spray. Like, I literally like our dog. I don't have a dog, but like our dog got hit by a car. Like, how could that happen? Like, I'm really on her about that. And I'm I don't let her take her purse and the rest. I mean, when she's by herself, she take a little change purse. Because back when I was of the world, I bought everything that was high end. So she got all these high end purses and stuff like that, and I don't want her being a target. 113-pound woman. I don't want her being a target. And so tell your family to arm themselves. It's very, very important. Okay, and protect themselves and make them understand that someone's always watching them. Please do that. And it's just that important. But the phone lines are open. Yeah, the phone lines are open. So feel free to call in. And feel free to beam in. Yeah, Texas. You won't see nothing like that in Texas. Because bullets are coming back. I've been to Texas a lot, as you guys know. I don't believe there's road rage in Texas. I don't believe it. Man. Everyone carries. Ain't nobody fighting in Texas. Ain't no one fighting in Georgia, right? Nah, man. Why would you? It don't make sense to fight. Yo. What it do? 972.
What's going on, Fred?
Hey, how you feel, dog?
Good, dog. It's Texas Bulldog, man. Thanks for taking my call.
Oh, that's love. All the time.
So I do want to touch on Errol and Bud.
Yeah, please.
But also, I guess I get that out the way first.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they need to come off that bullshit. Go ahead and pay them, man, bro. How they got?
Yeah, they setting Bud up
40 and man, they need to quit with that shit, man. They got 40 and 15 for Canelo, easy off the rip. Errol and Bud good for at least a good 4 or 5 apiece at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's.
I understand. I understand this business that goes into it. I get it, but hey, we shouldn't even be having this kind of discussion. In my opinion, how are we gonna try to down talk the biggest fight in boxing? Which personally, also, I think that kind of irks Canelo a little bit that it's the biggest fight in boxing and he's not involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong.
Good point.
But as far as your other topic, Fred, it's kind of crazy, man. I'm down here in Texas, and I come from a mixed family.
Mm-hmm.
We got a little bit of everything in my family.
Sure.
So I don't know if you recall whenever the shooting in El Paso occurred a few years back.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy actually, when all the news ended up coming out, this guy actually ended up living about 20 or 30 minutes away from us.
Mm-hmm.
So it hit kind of close to home, and now we got what happened to Buffalo. And it's a shame, man, because it's almost to the point now to where like you said, I got 2 cars, and I'm almost to the point where I'm about to put one in each car.
Mm-hmm. You have to.
At least.
You have to.
At least.
You have to.
And it's. I don't remember it that way either, man. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get off here in a second just to free up the line for it, but I had one more point, and I guess a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How can I say this?
Say it. This is a shop, man. We ain't got no filter, man.
Fred.
Yeah.
Fred. How is it that they keep getting taken into custody without a motherfucking scratch, man?
Because
Same thing in El Paso, man. Dude just laid down 20 people. They look like they just walking gently across the street.
Mm-hmm.
But me or you can move too quickly in a certain scenario, traffic stop, dark alley, whatever. We can move too quickly, and that's enough.
Mm-hmm. It's the easy answer is whose system is it? Why do we expect to be treated the same as them? That's
wild to me, man.
Yeah, that equality movement kind of tricked us and bamboozled us, man. You know, we sitting fighting for equality, and we see the inequalities every day. We got to fight for ownership, entrepreneurship, man. You're never going to be equal to the people that's paying you. You're never going to be equal to the people that's sentencing you.
It's just that part of it continues to just blow my mind. And I'm not very up there in age. I'm only 29, man, but it's to the point now, you know, to where we're seeing this, and vice versa. Though I've seen off-duty law enforcement shoot 2 teenagers in the head over stolen truck seats.
Wow. Jesus.
And yeah, he was convicted. I'm just saying though, it's life is very invaluable.
Mm-hmm. Right. No, you're making good points, but I never expect to be treated like others. I don't even, like, in my real life, do I use my platform to echo the sentiment of the people? I do, 100%. In my real life, I never expect them to treat me better than they treat their contemporaries. Never. That's why I stay out of it.
I really hope we stop seeing this, man. But I'm back in the chat for it.
No, I appreciate you, dog.
Oh
yeah. Yeah. Steven said they got to take pay cuts, man, and that's the argument that I don't understand with us as a people. Why do we expect to be treated equal? Why do we expect fairness? We expect fairness in every situation. I never expect fairness. That's why I said we got to dominate people, man. When someone throws a rock, you throw 2 bricks. You dominate people, man. Don't go into any situation thinking you got to be fair. You got to win. You got to win. You got to win. And people believe in humanity when it comes to business. Nah, ain't no damn humanity. You negotiate and you fight for what's right. And in the real world, that's why you never listen. I'll stop talking about people if they wave the red flag and all that stuff. But I don't accept, in my real life, I'm gonna be honest, I don't accept apologies and then bring them back in my life. It ain't happening. Frederick, ain't happening. You know what I mean? It ain't happening, dog. It ain't happening. And because snakes, I'm going to give you guys what I believe. Snakes only shed skin. Snakes only shed skin. So when you got to kill the snake. And if you just allow the snake to apologize, then boom. Oh, Patricia, the barbershop will be back the first week of June. You know what I mean? It will be back the first week of June. I'm just homeless right now, Patricia. I'm homeless. You know what I mean? I'm homeless. I ain't got no home. I ain't got no job. I ain't got no place to go. So I'm getting some work done. The home will be done June. The anticipated date is June 1st. I will be in there June 1st, no matter what, you know. And it is what it is, man. And I'm on Skid Row. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm on Skid Row, dog. I'm with family, dog. I'm with family. And I'm in a room with all their stuff. You know what I mean? So that's why I got the background up, you know. And I just want to respect their privacy, you know, because once it hits the internet, you never know who can control it. So so that's why I got this buffer up. You know, it's not because I'm hiding anything. I'm just in someone else's house. That's all. And but yeah, man, it's heart-wrenching to say the least. You know, 10 people die. 10 people get murdered. And it's very polarizing when it's a white supremacist. It's very polarizing. And I think we got to keep on using these terms: white supremacist, white supremacist, white supremacist. It was a hate crime. It was a hate crime. It was a hate crime. And where's the Nation of Islam? Where's the Crips and Bloods? Where's the drug dealers? Where's all the tough guys in prison? Show me who you are. Don't tell me who you are. Show me who you are. Show me who you are. Y'all tough, y'all big, y'all bad. Y'all want that IG, y'all want that Instagram and YouTube clout. Show me who y'all really are. You know what I'm saying? But they not. They just gonna throw up gang signs and Crip walk. Gang signs and Crip walk and show their underwear. Show they fucking underwear. You know what I mean? Show they boxer briefs, you know. That's all they gonna do. Crip walk, gang sign, whoop, whoop. You know what I mean? That's all. That's all they gonna do. They're real cowards. And I talk about that in Checks and Balances. I call gangbanger cowards, Nation of Islam a coward. Nation of Islam is like the police. They only react. You know what I mean? They only react, man. In 2022, they only react. You know what I mean? They out trying to get money. You know, they out panhandling like all these other fake revolutionaries, you know? So it is what it is, man. And that's what I stand on, man. And oh man. So hopefully everyone takes a moment to celebrate Malcolm X's birthday, May 19th. You know what I mean? We don't even celebrate my birthday in the shop. I don't think it's as important as Malcolm X. You know, I think we all should celebrate an ancestor. Take the time, whoever your ancestor is, you know, celebrate them. It's really, really, really that important. And I have a video I want to show y'all. The Charlo brothers. People say, Fred, why are you always hating on the Charlos? Because they give me ammunition. They hate themselves. There's a piece of them that really hates themselves. Watch this video, y'all. They have bullied. Watch that.
Knock his ass out. Home alone looking ass nigga.
Fucking bully, man. Fucking fake ass bully, man. We gotta call this fake shit out, man. Y'all need to see this shit again. He won't do this to David Benavidez.
Knock his ass out. Home alone looking ass nigga. Knock his ass out. Home alone looking ass nigga.
And you can tell that man is in his right mind. Oh, appreciate you, big homie Coop. Hey, he said, the dude said, hey, I like your shirt. He said, thanks. he said, thanks. And then he went on to smack the man's camera. But here's the catch, though. It's funny. Yeah, it's funny. Like, for real. Like, when you watch it, it's like, ha, ha, ha. It's funny. But, man, how about David Benavidez? Oh, it's easy to bully Fred from Barbershop Conversations. Oh, it's easy. Oh, yeah, it's easy to do that. It's easy to smack a phone out of a fan's hand. Oh, that's easy. That's easy to do, right? But you know what's hard to do? Step in that ring with David Benavidez. That's hard. You know it's hard? Signing a contract to David Benavidez. That's hard. That's why we got these fake people out here, man. We got to challenge these people, man. Sign a contract. He ain't fought nobody in 5. He ain't fought no one in 5 years, man. He disrespects Jared Hurd with this woman. He disrespects the fan, knocks his phone out, and he disrespects the media. I'm telling y'all, if he does this shit to you, sue Showtime, which is owned by CBS, sue PBC, and file a criminal suit of assault against Jamal Charlo. Listen, this is just it just keeps happening and keeps happening and keeps happening, because you know why? There's no repercussions for him. There's no repercussions for him, man. And it's like, why we just can't? He did that because he asked a stupid question, according to him. But you know what the guy said? He says, "Don't kill the messenger. He says, don't kill the messenger. I'm only talking to the media. I'm only using I'm quoting Tim Zhu, right? He prefaced it to protect him, number one. And so to say to Charlos, I know how you react to questions that I know you're emotionally immature. I know that. But for real, I just want to ask this question because I am an Australian news outlet, and I have a better relationship with that Australian fighter than I have with you. And he smacks the man, he intimidates the man and smacks the guy. I don't like that shit, man. I don't like it. That's why I said we need to stop covering these guys, man. I would never disrespect. Matter of fact, I've never done it in offense. I've only done it in self-protection. I don't move like that, man. And the character of a man should always be on display, man. Should always be on display. And we allow these cowards, man. Who cares if he beats up Frederick Hawthorne? He's supposed to, I'm only going to use me as an example because it makes the show go, right? I'm not going to say, hey, Todd Williams, he'll beat you up. Then you get mad. And I'm just going to use me. 5'7" Frederick Hawthorne. Yeah, he beats me up. I'm going to sue the living shit out of Al Heyman and CBS. The living kazoo out of them. What? And I'm going to press charges. Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. I'm not going to excite it neither. But if you can't protect me, I'm going to use the law to protect me. 831, what's up?
Hey, Fred, how's it going?
Hey, what's popping, dog? How you been?
Pretty good. I talked to you last night.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I talked to you last night.
Okay.
My
bad.
You're talking about the Charlos now, right?
Yeah, I just played that clip, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, that's not the right way to do things, but I put it this way. Considering that, they're African-American, I claim to be African-American, they are, and we're making up 13% of the population. Some of the things that are happening, the systemic oppression that we're going through as a people, I can overlook the frustration he may have had towards that one individual.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us are feeling really stressed in regards to race relations, very poor treatment that we're receiving from white people and other buffer races that exist in the country who are taking up the same mantle as those who practice white supremacy. Basically, black people get treated very poorly by a lot of different races of people in this country, specifically by whites who are racist. So I can understand, and I say that it was wrong, like you said, but I can understand the frustration that the brother may have had toward that individual, and it could have been just backlash from other experiences he may have had with racist white and oppressive systems that all of us have to deal with. So I can forgive him for that. I'll just say, let's try to do better the next time. But that's very small potatoes compared to the things that we're experiencing as a people, where this monster went in and murdered 10 black people while they were shopping for their families for groceries, and specifically murdered a lot of black women. We know that when you look into grocery stores, the vast majority of the people you see in there are going to be women. He went into a black grocery store or grocery store that serves the black community and murdered a bunch of elderly and younger women. One woman, he shot her and then stood over the top of her and blew her brains out. Turned and saw a white male and pointed his gun at him and then apologized for doing so, and continued his killing spree. If that doesn't wake you up, nothing will. Right? This is a continued stream of events that shows that there is a large group of people who are supported by systemic structures that continue to attack and murder our people and get hit with minimal sentences. There's no way that individual should have left that scene alive after what he did. And I think what he did, it even topped Dylan Roof because his death total was higher. So for people out there who don't have the ability to protect themselves and their families, and you're African American, then you lost in the sauce. If all you thinking about is boxing and sports, and you don't see the writing on the wall, you're going to be a casualty of war. Okay? That's from me to you, anyone that hears my voice right now. So I would say that if you see what's going on, if you're alive and well right now, you better be ready to protect your family and your community. They said that there was I saw an interview where there was a black guy that talked to him the day before he made that attack, where he was getting reconnaissance. He talked to the guy for over an hour. And, even after talking to the guy, it was just ridiculous. There was a guy that talked to him for an hour, bought him a drink, and then the very next day, he goes in and kills all those people. And I was like, how could this guy see and he said that he talked to him because it was odd to see a white person in that area of town, or in that particular area, just hanging out. And he saw that the guy had genius on his shirt or something, and he asked him, was he really a genius? And they started talking about critical race theory and a bunch of other things. And he said he saw some jitteriness. The guy was jittery, so he felt like there was something wrong, but he never alerted anyone. I just think, man, our people are just naive what's going on. We really need to try to take inventory of the situation we're in, not just today, but from a historical standpoint too. And I think that's the problem. We don't know the history of this country, so we're completely lost. As I said yesterday, lost in the sauce. We don't have an idea of what's going on. Time to go on high alert. These folks are not playing. I mean, and what gets me as well is you talk about these guys that are so-called gangsters, tough guys. You go down and they see another black person, look at them wrong. They're ready to lay them down. But then these guys like Dylan Roof, this monster that did what he did over the weekend, all these different people coming into our communities, attacking our families, and now attacking our women and children, and you don't hear nothing. You don't hear anything from these tough guys that'll lay you down just for stepping on their shoes. I mean, we're in a bad way, man. That's all I'm, And the thing is that it's hard to. And you could say, okay, well, I'm successful. I've got a certain amount of money, a certain amount of success. I can really just lay back and not really worry about much because I've made a life for myself. You could say that, but just like Malcolm X said, a man will never rise above the state of his people. As long as we're considered the refuse of this society, really the refuse of the planet, because we don't think collectively, act collectively, and hold each other accountable. And and hold those who owe us and mistreat us accountable. We don't do that from a collective standpoint. we got a long way to go. I think it really comes back to trying to live right, do the things that God would have us to do, stay in prayer, and get ready to take action. For me, I'm not a religious man. I don't go to church all the time or anything like that, but I do have a relationship with God. When it's all said and done, I also got a relationship with Smith and Wesson, right? I also got a relationship with Smith and Wesson and Ruger. So if someone so I mean, I say praise the Lord, but pass the ammunition. And these individuals that are out here, not ready to protect their families, running around, wanting to get high, drink, talk about sports all day, and not understand that this world is collapsing on us. You're gonna be a casualty. I said a lot there.
No, and no, you go ahead, KP.
Yeah, what's up, Mike? Glad Mike is on. Mike be hitting some good points, man. Mike be hitting some good points all the time when he come on. And you're right, Mike, because a lot of the times what we seeing in our communities, like you said, is people are advocating for a culture of let's say the rappers that are claiming they shooting everybody on record, but now they going to jail for all these charges, but they said, hey, I didn't really do that. You see what I'm saying? Like, hey, hold on, man. You've been talking about killing people for 10 years on record. You ain't killed nobody. Sold all this mass murder to the community. And now when it's time to do something, it's like, hey man, I really didn't do that, man, but I just want to keep my millions and I just want to go back home. No, bro.
Right.
You've been claiming to be a menace for 10 years. You've been claiming you kill people for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a flip-flop though, Mike, because the people that don't get respected in the black community is the people that get educated. The people that do get respected is the people that are uneducated. And they get shamed. So the people that get educated get shamed for being educated, and the people that don't get educated get praised.
Right.
That's the community.
Yeah, I think it's really, and here's the thing, man. I think Fred brought up the other day. He asked me if I, if I graduated from USC, University of Southern California, and I did. I got my doctorate out there. But what I will say is that education nowadays is just as much of an indoctrination than it is anything else.
Yes, it is. You are correct.
It's indoctrination.
Right.
Especially if you start getting up in those higher levels, right? It's an indoctrination. Really from point A to
Facts.
Z.
Facts.
And true education is understanding your environment, understanding the world that you live in and how it functions, and the elements that take place that interact within that environment. And if we don't understand that everything that we see on this television, everything that we see in these movie theaters is all about the propagation of white supremacy and the oppression of people of color, specifically black people, then we're lost in the sauce. I went to go see a movie today, Doctor Strange, and when I go see these movies, I don't go see them that often. But when I go to see the movies, I don't go to see them to look at the special effects or even to get into the storyline of the movie. I'm looking at what they're telling me the new or the upcoming ideas or objectives
that they pushing. Yep.
Huh?
Yep. The ideas that they're pushing through the movie. Yep.
Exactly. What's coming up? What is white supremacy pushing? What are they expecting, or what's coming down the line from that particular ideology? That's what I'm looking at the movie for. I'm looking at what's coming and what's in progress right now. When it's all, I'm looking at the movie from that perspective, and so we have to be thinkers. We have to realize that there are huge think tanks. That there's a reason why this kid had a 180-page manifesto. He didn't create that by himself. He was born and bred. He was raised to do what he did on Saturday, man. He was raised to be a race soldier. and he didn't learn. I heard Dr. Boyce Watkins get on and start talking about some. He said something about these kids are learning how to use all these weapons playing Call of Duty. Man, he didn't learn how to murder them people from Call of Duty.
Yeah,
He learned
I don't take Boyce Watkins seriously, Mike, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because he has been quote unquote doing financial education for like 15 years on YouTube, and I don't really see anything that he's got out of it. All I continue to see him do is to simp and pander to his audience in order to get them to continue to support his, whatever he's doing. You know what I'm saying, Mike? So it's kind of like, go ahead.
I agree because he burned me out $350. Which is, it's not money, but so he burned me out $350. They were running a NFT scam on. That's what I see. The NFT market is drawn. It's pretty much the gold rush in NFTs is over, in my opinion. If you don't have that big money, you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win in that game. And what I've seen, but I paid a month worth subscription for his NFT training. It cost me $350. I got absolutely nothing out of it. But the only thing I got out of it is that that particular market's dried up. But I can tell you more about it. I'll stop there. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. What were you saying?
But Mike, that's what I see from him as quote unquote supposed to be this financial genius. He got the PhD in finance and whatnot, but it's a lot of theory that he uses, but he hasn't put anything together on the ground. You know what I mean? So it's like he got all this theory and knowledge, or so to speak, but nothing is ever established and built from that. I mean, I've seen him with Dr. Anderson before. Nothing's come of it. Dr. Anderson is the one that set up a lot of different things in the 70s, the affirmative action and all of that. But when it comes to Boyce, it kind of seemed like to me that he was just leading people to vote one way and just vote to see what happens. That's what I seen out of him.
Yeah, he's a huge capitalist, but what I would say is that I don't really see him as a real legitimate person. Like Fred's legitimate. That's why I like Fred. I still deal with Fred because I know he's a hard-working dude. He's already successful. Does a lot of different things, but he still gives a voice to the least of these. You know what I mean? So that's why I deal with Fred. But Boyce Watkins, he's always talking about his PhD. He's not the only one with a PhD. There's a bunch of black folks with PhD that are much more educated than him. I'm one of them. So when it's all said and done, I don't have a PhD in finance, but I've got nuclear engineering, mechanical engineering, right? So the bottom line is he's not the only educated black person around. I think he's just running it. I didn't appreciate what he did with the NFT thing because they beat me and a whole bunch of other people out of a lot of money when you add up. We took that class. The dude's charging $350 a month for a class that got absolutely no information. But it's okay for me. It was a good investment because I realized that Ethereum, which is the currency, the cryptocurrency to buy NFTs, is tanking right now, which gives you whenever the currency to buy NFTs, if that's tanking, that means the market's tanking. So it's but they're selling it as if, or promoting it as if there's still a gold rush in NFTs, and there's not. So I don't really like what Boyce Watkins has done. I think he's a decent dude. I respect his intelligence. I respect what he's done, but I just don't think he's 100% legitimate. I think he's really he's a businessman. He's in there to make money.
I got a question for you, Mike.
That's what it is. Yeah.
I think what we're seeing, like you said in the beginning, is that they are being indoctrinated in these schools with these degrees, and then they coming out and they giving all theory. They're not actually practicing it in real life. So he can give you a bunch of theory because he got a PhD, but he's giving you all the theory, but you don't see anything that's built structurally that people can go to and go learn and grow in groups. You know what I mean? There's nothing that's coming out of that. It's just like, I got all the theory, and this is how you do this is how you do this, and you do that. If you go to Boyce Watkins' YouTube page right now, you see videos that he did about Kevin Samuels, bro. Like, what are you talking about Kevin Samuels for?
Right.
Like, dude, like, it's ridiculous, bro. You're supposed to be doing finance and helping the community, and at this downtime that it is right now, You should be saying, hey, open this business, open that business, open that business. This is the time to open this business.
Right.
But he's not saying that. He's doing something totally opposite of that. He's putting out gossip talk as a PhD. You know, and then he was at the same time, Mike, he was trying to shame brothers into marrying women with kids just because he did it. Like, hey, I have a real problem with brothers that try to play penis police. Like, hey, bro, whatever you do with the woman you do it with, that's what you do. But I have a real serious problem with brothers trying to play FBI penis police. Like, they just, hey, they work for the bureau. They police every black man who he sleep with and who he don't sleep with. Hey, bro, I don't got time to do all of that. I got to focus on my life, my wife, my kids. Give me the practical information that works for family building, and then we can build a family right. Then we can build a community. To me, it just seems like he going all the way left, and he went left a long time ago, and he just steering the people to the left. That's what he doing.
Right. Yeah, he's collecting paycheck, man. Cause yeah, I haven't taken any of his other classes. I just took that one NFT class, but it doesn't look like he's giving a lot of practical information. I don't think he is, but I mean that's it's what it is. You run game on folks like that for only so long before hopefully they start wising up and realize that you're not really on anything. I think he's a decent dude in a way, but he's still at the end of the day he's still about making that dollar. And I don't think he's really.
Let me ask you this question, since you think he's a decent guy. Then let me ask you this, Mike: would you give him any more money?
No, I would not.
All right, then he ain't a decent guy, Mike. Look, Mike. I know you trying to be modest and nice, but let me say this though, real quick, Mike. I noticed he was with Jay Morrison at one time. Jay Morrison is caught up in pride. He was with Dame Dash at one time. Dame Dash just left him alone. I done seen this over the last 5 to 10 years. Boyce Walker's been moving around with a bunch of different people, and then everything falls apart. He was even with Umar at one time.
Wow.
Like, dude, I done seen it.
Are you out in Kansas City, man?
Yeah, I'm in KC.
You're in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not too there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm in KC, man.
You are? Okay. Huh. Yeah, I saw KC out of KC. I'm not too far from there.
Yeah, that book cover, that cover, that's my icon. I think I told you to get that book. I don't know if you ever got it. It's called The Man Knot. Did you ever get that book, Mike?
Yes, I do have it. I got it right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Dr. Tommy Curry wrote that book. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very good book, Fred. It's a very good book. It's a very deep book. And since Mike's a PhD, I know he can get through it pretty good, but it's very interesting. It's about the misandric point of view of America towards black males. That's what it's about.
The what? The what?
The misandric point of view towards black males in America. That's what Dr. Tommy Curry wrote about. He moved from the U.S. because of the way that the U.S. views. Yeah, he's been gone out of the U.S. He's in like Europe somewhere.
Oh yeah. I can see a lot of people leaving.
So I here's the thing with me, man. I just think that I don't want to like. I spent a lot of time in the military, so I got to admit that it's hard for me not to believe in the ideals, even how bad things are. It's hard for me not to believe in the ideals of this country. My dad was in the military too, so he raised me, under that same kind of discipline, that same kind of regime. And so when I went into the military active duty, I fit right in. I mean, it was like, okay, I just went from one, boot camp to the next. Really, that's really what it was. I mean, I fit right in. And so I have a lot of appreciation for what. Now there was racism in the military too, no question, but nothing like what's out here, man. When I became a civilian in 2011, bro, my mind just got completely opened up. I couldn't believe how racist American society is. Because I went in the military as a 17-year-old. I didn't know anything about how racist society was. I just came from my parents straight to the military and been there for 25 years. But when I finally got out and I got a chance to look at, corporate America, the things that are going on in society, it's saddening, man. It's hard for me not to. I want America to be better, but I know it's going to take us as a people to be better first. We're going to have to call the folks who are making the decisions, like Biden, for instance. Where's our anti-hate legislation? Where's our legislation like he gave the Asians in a week?
That's the George Floyd bill they stalling out, Mike.
What was that?
That's the George Floyd bill that they stalling out. They gonna say they got to get reelected to make sure they make that happen.
No, I'm talking about they had it so that if you go up and that hate crime bill that they had with the Asians, if you go up and say something wrong, that's a federal offense. If you go up and threaten them, that's a federal offense.
I get your point now, Mike. I get your point. Go ahead.
They're a protected group. I'm saying that we need that same legislation. We need that protected group legislation where if you come up and threaten us, the way that we get laid down out here watching these white supremacists, man, if you come up and threaten us, that needs to be a hate crime of some sort. If they come and you threaten our lives, or you attack our property, attack our home, that needs to be a federal crime, period. And so that's that same legislation that the Asians got. I'm not saying that they didn't deserve it or they shouldn't have gotten it, but we deserve the same thing. If we built the country and never got paid for it, right? Created trillions of dollars of generational wealth, and it's still being reaped from our labor today, centuries later, right? Or 150 years later. I mean, come on, we deserve that same legislation. Give us that same, and we fought in every war this country has ever had. So, I mean, give us that same legislation, and then, put us back on equal footing with everyone else. Just like everyone else got a reparations check. Here's the thing for me. I want a reparations check for my people. I don't really need a reparations check. But if you owe it to my family, then give it to me. But the bottom line is, I'm saying that I just want to see my people come up, where we have an equal footing, economic footing, where we don't have to be locked in the ghettos and disenfranchised from the American dream. Or, I want that, So everyone deserves an opportunity, man, a fair opportunity. And I know Fred talks about it. We don't expect them to treat us fair. I agree with that. We got to be twice as good. Really 3-4 times as good. But the bottom line is that that's not the right way to do it. If we're going to do things the right way, then you make things fair for everybody. So
I'm with you. I want y'all to see this, man. This is, man, talk about niggas, man. Talk about niggas. I mean, miles away, if not. Look at this shit. Like, this shit just bothers me. Right, Freddie Gibbs gets jumped in a brawl in Buffalo, New York. Where the gang
is that the
bangers
one
at?
they saying that? Is that the one they saying
right now?
Benny the Butcher did it or something like that? Or something like that?
But they're miles away from the Epic Center or streets away. I don't know how far they are, but Buffalo is not a big city. I've been to Buffalo, and like the nerve of these people. This was posted 2 hours ago, so it probably happened today. The nerve of these people, in the Epic Center to say, you know what? Let's go beat up another black man today. Even though 10 of our brothers and sisters got gunned down. Like, the thought is to go beat up another black man.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like this is
That's prophecy, man. That's Deuteronomy chapter 28.
Jesus Christ. Like,
yes, sir, it is, Mike.
Yeah, they giving reparations to Ukraine. They're gonna get a whole country. What? They're gonna get a whole country.
Yeah, Ukraine didn't only get reparations, they also get free schooling from some HBCUs too.
Yeah, Hampton. Did you see that, dog?
Yeah.
And then my little black ass, I'm just saying me as in us. My daughter goes there, she's paying her $15,000-$20,000 a year. Get the fuck out of here. Like oh gosh, man. You know, it's
Yeah. Hey man, that's just like you said, Fred. Public school system has done a hell of a job.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason. That's all the systems that are in place have done a hell of a job because we're definitely a people who are unrecognizable at this point.
Right.
You see that right there? That's
look at this shit.
Niggas are made by American history, American institutions, American society, and reality.
Makes no sense.
That's a whole other group, race of people. You know what I mean? I mean, from a mental standpoint.
Niggas, man.
It's unfortunate. A lot of them cats, a lot of those guys, they're done.
Mm-hmm.
They're casualties of war from a spiritual and mental standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
They are. And you know the thing about it is, both of you guys, the thing about it is that this is what you would have seen, and this is what you probably seen in school, Fred, and you probably seen this in the service, Mike. I've seen this in ministry, where men will be called to do things for young boys, but the families of said young boys will pull the young boys away before you got finished developing those same young boys. Because if you finish developing those same young boys, they would not become the people that you see in the video.
Right.
That's what I've seen in my experiences, and I'm only almost 40 years old. That's what I've seen in my experiences. Those same families will come back to me, say, help me. Okay, we help, but then they want you to help in the manner they want you to help in. It doesn't work like that.
No, we don't want this. Man, listen, I'll give this an example. I purposely put the Earl Spence thing in there so I can get people in so we can talk about this actual subject, you know? I just looked at Blue Blood and I normally go live at the same time. I have 150 people in between both channels, right? Blue Blood got 1.3 thousand, whatever it is. I'm not talking bad about Blue because I think Blue does an exceptional job. But I'm making the point is that we would rather be entertained. Do you understand? We'd rather be entertained than talking about subject matters like this.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like I was
because it causes accountability.
Yeah, because I said I don't really want to talk about Earl today, but I'll give it 3 minutes. You know what I mean? So I can get people in there. People don't want to talk about this, man. Yeah, because it requires accountability. It really do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And it requires them to face their fears.
Right.
You know, it requires them to face their fears. I mean, and here's one thing. You know, I hate to sound so raw about it, but I was raised to believe that, you know, all the scared ones are dead. You know, you have to be a man of principle and stand on what's right, even if it costs you your life.
You have to.
Even if it costs you your life. You know, even if it costs you your life, you got to be a man of principle. What's right is right. I'd rather die for what's right than die a coward.
Yeah, that's what Pac said.
You know what I mean? I mean, for me, it's more like, okay,
there was a man.
You know, we know that what's going on in society right now, on both sides of the fence, isn't right. But we're pointing. I mean, it's the writing's on the wall. What happened on Saturday? That's got to stop. We can't have our women and children in grocery stores.
I agree.
And have these monsters coming in and snatch their lives from. We can't have that. We can't have that. And
you're right.
Anyone that's successful and thinks that it's time to talk about boxing entertainment,
right?
When that sort of deal happens,
I agree.
Straight fools.
I'm with you on it. I'm with you on it, man. And I think it's important that we continue these conversations, man. You know, and it's awful that we're consistently talking about this, and there's like no. I don't really have trust in the judicial system for real. But in terms of us, like not necessarily because I don't expect vigilante acts to happen, but where's the shift? The shift in I'm not giving these people my talents. I'm not giving these people my time. I'm not giving these people my resources. But they keep giving the people. Say it again, please, bro.
Or my vote.
Or my vote. Yes, yes. We consistently rehash it. For example, today in boxing, Shakur Stevenson said, I just saw it on my Instagram. I just saw it real quick. He says, Bob Errol won't allow me to fight for undisputed. You know what I said? Isn't Jay Prince your manager? Isn't Terrence Crawford your big bro? Why the hell are you having this conversation in 2022? But that speaks to the point. We would rather be entertained. We would rather say, I'd rather be comfortable and just do it this way. And then when it doesn't happen our way, I'm gonna blame Bob Errol. You can't blame Bob Errol in 2022 because he showed.
No, he is who he is.
He played his hand. He played his hand already. He ain't new on the block. He ain't. He is who he is, and I think it speaks to niggas in Buffalo fighting. You woke up this morning and said, I'm gonna whoop a nigga's ass in the same city where every media outlet is there. Matter of fact, you had to drive around some square miles to get to where you need to be.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, you had to drive around all that attention to get to where Freddie Gibbs was. And it was like 20 of them. Wow. Come on, man. Like, it's just asinine. It's really asinine, man. And I was gonna do a video today on it, but I was like, man, I was so close to doing it, but I didn't. I pulled back. I was at the charging station, and I said, I'm gonna do it, and I pulled back. So,
where did you get that video from, Brad?
It's on. It just came up on my feed. It's on Hollywood Unlocked on Instagram. They just posted 3 hours ago now. But yeah, we'd rather be entertained. We would definitely rather be entertained. That's why Hollywood Unlocked is so popular. You know what I'm saying? And people would rather talk about boxing.
Yeah, as far as the things that I'm saying, I'm not saying that we need to have vigilante type situations. I'm not saying that. I'm not even saying that you take up arms and go on the offensive. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you do need to be prepared to protect your family, your home, and your community.
Right. No, you do. Absolutely.
And that's just part of being human.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
The second thing I'm saying is that for people to take up that an offensive and do something like that, it is almost suicide in a sense that you don't have the resources to fight that war.
Right.
And this is as much as it is anyone else because of the blood, sweat, and tears and suffering that we put into the formation and standing up.
Right.
And it's set. So when it's all said and done, we don't have to fight for a place in this country. Our blood is in this soil.
Right.
We already have a place in this country. The thing is, we need to stand up and demand that rightful place. Standing on that truth is enough.
Right.
We don't have to get violent, except in the sense of self-defense.
Right.
Self-defense. But we don't have to get offensively violent. We can just stand on that truth, and we stand on that consistently, and not have these instances where we constantly looking to be entertained and constantly fighting each other and acting a damn fool. Like you just showed with these clowns. But it's almost like we're under a spell or something, man. I mean, because how could you see something like that yesterday, and today you fighting and you have
in the same city, dog. Like, can you take a break? God damn. I don't know how big Buffalo is. I just went to the bus depot and I drove to Toronto. I went off Niagara Falls. So, but it didn't seem big to me. It didn't seem like a ginormous city, but it's just an atrocity, man. And it's just an atrocity to me that in the same I'm being repetitive, but you get my point.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of what Mike is basically saying is for the protection of the women and children, but the protection of the women and children typically, Mike, is going to come from men that are married into those families. So
Mm,
that's kind of a glaring problem that we have in our community where so many of our people are just so um, eager to not have a level of commitment to the person that they are having children with.
right.
And by people continuing to do that, I can't ask Fred to protect my family. Fred got to protect his family. Well, I got to protect
Right.
my family. And
Right.
then my wife is going to also say, you can't protect a random woman that's not under your leadership. Okay, let's think about that in military terms because you were in the military, Mike. If you're in the military as the leader, you protect your unit.
Mm,
But that's only because they follow you and they trust you. The problem that we're continuing to have is people are not willing to follow the leaders and they're willing to do whatever the hell they want to do. And then they look at the leader and say, hey, come protect me. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
what
you're
I
right.
continue to see.
That's one
That's
thing.
what I continue to
I,
see.
I agree. That's 100% on point. I actually posted something on my Facebook page today, and I said, ladies, if you didn't know, now you know.
hmm.
You you need your natural protector. You need your natural protector. All the women that are saying, I don't need no man, when the government check showed up, you had to kick the man out, so you and raise them kids without a father in the house, so they grow up undisciplined, and
Mm,
they end up right like Fred just showed, where these dudes are out here fighting each other with no sense of self or self dignity, what they represent as black men or as men on this planet. That comes from no father.
I couldn't have said it better. Yep.
That comes from no guidance, no father in the house, and that came from that check coming from the government telling them black women you don't need the black man anymore. I'm your man now, and had to kick them out. Well, the bottom line is, what they didn't realize they're getting set up for the okie doke
Yeah.
because now these young race soldiers that are being bred and born are attacking the women and children. They've already been doing it because you look online. There's 65, 70,000 black women missing right now. They don't know where they are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so they've been already human trafficking these black women, and nothing's been. There's a black woman, just I would say 10 miles from my home, that came up missing about 9 months ago. They haven't found her yet. She
Mm,
was in her pool. So
mm.
what I'm saying is, there's black women in these major cities, especially D.C., Atlanta, coming up missing, and they don't know where they're at. Tens of thousands of them missing. You can Google it. Okay, so it's already attacks already been done on the weak in our community, but now it is different. This is different, man. This guy went in picking soft targets where he knew, just like Dylan Roof did, went into a church where there's going to be no one on, a bunch of old folks in there, and practitioners going in trying to serve God, do whatever they're doing religiously.
Mm-hmm.
He goes into a grocery store with a bunch of women and children and opens fire.
Mm.
Come on, man. You think about that for a minute. It's like, okay, well, now, black woman, you understand, you do need a man, and you need a black man as your natural,
You need a man.
You need a man
I would
as your natural protector, because we're living in an environment that if you don't have your natural protector, you are a target.
Mm.
And these young guys, if you notice, Dylan Roof, this guy yesterday, they are picking soft targets. They don't pick targets that will potentially be available or able to defend themselves. They don't go up in these gang infested areas or these guys that carry illegal weapons. They don't go in those areas. They go where they know most of the people there are going to be unarmed and unable to protect themselves, and they leave that gang in that particular environment for the police, the militarized police. That's who goes and deals with those individuals. that have potentially had the ability to protect themselves. But for these vigilantes, these young race soldiers that are being raised to go out and commit these heinous acts, these guys are hitting nothing but soft targets. Innocent, unarmed women, children, and elders.
Mm-hmm. Champion Hart, you want to chime in on this?
What's up, brother?
How you feel, yeah?
All right. What we chopping it up on tonight, man?
I'm talking about Buffalo. Right now.
Oh, talking about Buffalo. Yeah, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, very well.
Yeah, you clear.
I know I got some noise. I'm trying to get quiet. KP for KC, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. Salute to you, bro.
All right. Salute to you, brother. Man, that shit is heavy, man. I wanted to piggyback a little bit off of what the caller, Mike, what he was saying, how these cowards, they always choose soft targets. You know, he came into the neighborhood first to do intel to see if he would get any pushback.
Huh.
You know, and there was a dude that they interviewed who sat here and talked to this dude for like an hour and a half. You know, and had the nerve to talk about he had on a genius T-shirt, and I talked to him, and he was a genius. And I'm sitting here going, you know, why were you not pressing this dude, talking about what the hell are you doing in this community? You know, what are you up to? You know, instead of doing that, you know, he kumbaya with this cat. You know, there are these little groups, man, who used to do these Second Amendment marches in the black communities. You know, they tried that bullshit here in Texas, and they got ran up out the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? The thing is that, you know, they'll come in and do intel first to see if they're gonna get any pushback. So, like I was saying, he knew that nothing was gonna happen to him. You know, when he came in there, he choosing those soft targets. He knew that nothing was gonna happen. He was gonna be able to do what he needs to do. Dylan Roof did the same thing.
Hey, let me interject real quick, Champion Hart.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, did y'all notice that if you read the story that it was a black guy that was a retired security guard that confronted him, and he got killed in the deal with it?
He got killed in the deal with him in the store.
Yeah. I guess it said it was 55 years old. I think it says his name was Aaron Salter. Mm-hmm. He confronted the gunman, and I guess he fired some shots at him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he was a retired police officer.
Yeah, the thing is that, you know, they never try and go with any young
no.
brothers and sisters. They never do that.
Why would they do that?
Do you all remember the cat who he said he wanted to do what Dylan Roof didn't do, and he was shooting up a Waffle House, and he said he picked that because, you know, the targets were young. Well, in that situation, remember the brother that took his gun and whooped his ass?
Yeah.
You remember when that happened? So, you know, this is why they pick certain targets. KC, I think you were talking about the manifesto that he had. I don't know if you're familiar with the manifesto called the Turner Diaries. This was written back in the 80s, and in this manifesto, it speaks of killing black people. These so-called white supremacist groups. In this manifesto, it speaks of killing black people. Speaks of killing people who show any type of love for black people, killing them as well, calling them race traitors or whatever the case may be. But like you said, this kid was bred. He was taught this. So that manifesto that he had was probably a copycat of the Turner Diaries. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Sounds about right. I heard of the Turner Diaries, but I never read it, but I'm going to go read it.
Yeah, it was written back in the 80s, man. It was so far-fetched. You know, people were laughing at it because of some of the things that they were saying, that just the diary of speaking of, but these things were actually happening. And this is, they actually use this to, like these initiation type killings into these groups. You know, they have to do certain type of killings, you know, to be a part of these groups. You know, it's crazy, man. But you know, I'm looking at the fact that, you know, this happened today, and why would they come back with this attack on this brother in Buffalo, and I guess in the same community? Why would they show that? Why are they not? You notice how none of the media outlets are referring to this as what it is. This is an anti-black hate crime. Why aren't they referring to it as that? You know, they
I'm with
were.
you on it. Let's
I'm
talk
sorry?
about it. Let's say it. It is.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is, but they're not referring to it as that. You know what I'm saying? When Asian people were being attacked, you know, you had executive orders that was put in place right away, talking about anti-Asian hate crimes. You know, they were getting legislation to protect for them to be protected, but yet that's not the same language. You know, they're talking this people of color bullshit. You know what I'm saying? When instead of calling it what it is, and it's definitely a anti-black hate crime.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but a shooting happened out there in California.
Yeah. Same day,
Yeah,
right?
it was done by a 66-year-old Asian man, you know, killing his own people, but yet they're not saying anything about Asian hate crime. You know, they're not saying that at all. You know, and that's what it was, but they're not saying that. You know, my point is that, you know, whenever we kill one another, you know, they always want to say, oh well, what about black on black crime? And this is the thing. It's like they're showing that video of Freddie Gibbs, like look at them. So what this kid did was okay because look at them. They're animals. You know what I'm saying? This is the persona that people will get from watching, you know, that video.
I think a major key to that champion heart is that black males have to see other black males as human. Many black men don't see other black men as human.
Right.
They see other black men as being disposable. Many black men see other black men as being disposable.
A threat.
So as we're looking at the Freddie Gibbs incident, in their age group, it's almost telling you that, okay, these rappers is thinking like this. So then you got the other rappers that was just arrested a couple weeks ago on a RICO. You see what I'm saying? Like you got all this happening in a whirlwind at one time. At the end of the day, they don't look at us as humans. And then if we got brothers and sisters in the community that don't look at each other as humans, then you got to call those brothers and sisters white supremacists, bro. That just is what it is.
Well, Malcolm said it best. Who taught you how to hate yourself?
Exactly.
You know, if you have hate for one another, then, you know, I was just talking to a girlfriend of mine, and she was saying that her sister-in-law actually shot her brother-in-law. No, the aunt. I'm sorry, her sister-in-law aunt shot the brother-in-law in the face in front of his child. And she was saying, you know, oh, we got to pray for one another. And I said, no. I said, we've been doing that too much. I said, the fact of the matter is we don't love one another. For her to be able to do that to him in front of his child tells you that we don't love one another. You know, I said, we got to stop all that bullshit, you know. But yeah, Casey, you definitely right, man. And that self-hate is real. And it's a shame. The thing is that we have to realize that, you know, all of us aren't going to be able to go. There's a certain demographics that we just not going to be able to save. It just is what it is. You know, and when you see the ratchetness of certain females and things they do in front of their children, you know, when you see the the type of shit that these young brothers do. That situation with Young Thug. I mean, this dude is supposed to be a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Why, are you still doing this type of dumb shit? The thing is that these cats tell on themselves, with social media, in their own lyrics.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, are you guys that dumb to be telling on yourself and then trying to figure out how you got caught? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Well, what kind of sense does that make?
Makes no sense.
But I can remember when he was asked a question. This was back when Mac Brown got shot, and got murdered. He was asked a question about that event, and he was he totally disregarded the question. Started talking about we iced up and we get money and all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, she had to more or less try and interpret his answer. So she was like, are you saying that that artists shouldn't speak on social situations that happen in black communities? He was like, nah. So now here his ass is now being hemmed up. I wonder if he feels the same way.
Good point. Shout out to Mr. Whitaker, man. We met Saturday, man. It's great to see you in here. And shout out to Miss Bird, man. Yeah, man. And I was gonna say that as it pertains to black people fighting, they're not gonna understand it until it knocks on their door.
Right. Right. You know what? That's true. That's true. Emmett Till, the situation concerning Emmett Till, his mother, his family, when all of that stuff was going on with civil rights struggles and all that thing, they weren't involved. But when that shit happened to Emmett Till, she then realized, you know what I'm saying? She said it herself. She didn't realize that, she felt that wasn't, although our people was fighting for all of us, she felt that wasn't her fight. But then when it knocked on her door, she realized she had to get involved.
Right.
But it shouldn't have taken that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a thing of being on code, and there are many different aspects of being on code.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, it's heavy, man.
Point that KP was making about these black folks who are attacking one another.
I can't hear you, brother.
Yeah, you kind of low, Mike. Go ahead, speak up.
You low, Mike. I can't hear you at all.
You can't hear me?
I can't.
We can hear you now. You speak up a little bit, Mike.
Okay, sorry about that.
Turn your phone up or something.
Okay, how about now? Can you hear
way
me?
Better?
Yeah, I can hear you way better. Kyle, what's up, my brother? Salute.
All right. The point that KP was making earlier about black people that are attacking one another, how they are also white supremacists. I think that's real legitimate, obviously. When you I think a lot of what we see when we actually do hurt each other is that we see each other through the same eyes or the same lens as white supremacists see us. We see each other in that same light. And that's an aspect of Stockholm syndrome, where when you have a group of people or being oppressed,
Hey, one of you guys got it playing in the background. Y'all got to cut the background off.
Yeah, I just muted. Hey, Phantom, I just muted
off.
you so we can hear you because you're playing us in the background. Go ahead.
Okay, I was saying with Stockholm syndrome, an aspect of what we're seeing now is Stockholm syndrome. When you have a group of people who are being oppressed by a jailer or someone that has some type of concentration camp or in an oppressive system, those people who are being oppressed begin to have an affinity for their oppressor more than they have an affinity for those who are being oppressed, their comrades. So the people who are with them under that oppression system have less an affinity towards them, and they have more of affinity to their oppressor or to their jailer. They actually begin to see one another through the eyes of the oppressor. So the most effective white supremacists are the black people, because begin to see each other through that same lens. That's how powerful psychologically and emotionally and spiritually an oppressive system can be, that's extended over a long period of time over someone's life. And you in that program, it begins at the time that you're born. You know, we've all heard the stories about the doll studies where you have these little black girls that you ask them which doll that they want when they're given a black or white doll. They pick the white doll.
Right.
They ask which doll is nice, which doll is evil. They'll pick the white doll as being nice, pick the black doll as being evil. You know, that sort of thing. That type of programming starts from the time that we're basically from cradle to grave. And if you don't have the skills, the deep programming, the education, the knowledge of self, and the knowledge of the system that we're in, like for instance, I was talking about when I go to the movies. I don't go to the movies to watch the special effects or hear the storyline. I go to figure out what the system of white supremacy is planning next, or what they have in full swing right now in order to continue to tip the scales towards that oppressive system, to keep people of color, specifically black people, under, outside of the American dream and in an oppressive state. So that's what I go to movies for. Every time I turn on the television, I'm looking for angles. What are they really saying? What is the message behind what I'm seeing? So at the end of the day, man, I just think that our people the Bible says, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And that's what's going on with our people. We're under a spell right now. I can't say anything other than that, because if you see what happened over the weekend, and then with the video that Fred showed where these guys are basically rioting, the very next day, less than 48 or less than 48 hours, they're rioting in the same city, on fighting one another. That's a spell, man. That's something that's supernatural. That's something that, and it's all around the fact that we're in a state of confusion. We're in a state of confusion. We don't know what's going on. We don't have the education. We cannot dissect the area in the environment that we're living in. So it's about each one teach one. But a lot of folks don't want to know because they're too scared, or they don't want the accountability like Fred was talking about. When it's all said and done, we have to look this thing in the mirror and realize that there is no truce and there is no surrender. You will have to either fight this thing or be a casualty of war.
Right. Kyle, you want to respond?
No, I'm just listening, man. I'm just listening to him cook.
Mr. Phantom, what's up? Welcome to the show, man. I ain't got no sound.
I've been watching your channel for a while. I'm surprised that you are live now. 6 in the morning for me now.
Oh, appreciate you coming in. What you got on this topic?
What do you think about the Errol Spence and Crawford fight? Do you guys think that fight's ever going to be made?
I think so.
I mean, it seems like it will never be made. It's been years.
Your point, right?
I mean, I've been watching boxing for years, and it's never being made. Like I was watching it for like 5 years, and
I think
it still hasn't been made. So I'm like, why would it be made now?
I think this year is going to happen. If
you
not,
sure?
yeah.
Okay, percentage-wise, give me a percentage.
80-20.
That's not enough. It has to be 100 because that fight needs to happen.
You asked the question, man. He answered your question. You wanted to answer it the way you wanted to answer it.
That fight needs to happen. Like
it's gonna happen.
We want it to happen, brother, but we can't make it happen. He just answered your question. That's all he did.
Hey, man, we don't want that fight to happen, man. It's not a good fight.
I don't speak about it. We want it to happen. I don't speak about it when it happens. Then I will, but I'm not even gonna say nothing about it, man, until it happens. Until I know the contract's been signed and they're gonna fight.
Facts. I'm with you on that.
That's what boxing is, man. Boxing is like if you gave a hooker $100 and you told her she's supposed to come back with $60 and change. If you trust her, that's on you. I wouldn't.
Right. That's a good analogy. Yeah.
That's how boxing do.
Game ain't tight.
You out it?
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Man, I can't hear you at all, Mike. You real low, brother.
I can hear him. Everybody mute up when Mike starts.
I'm struggling to hear him, man. I can't.
where you from, Phantom? If you don't mind me
I
asking.
can't hear him.
Where are you from, Phantom? What country are you from?
Origin, ancestors, or where I am right now? Because I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Oh yeah, currently. Where do you reside? That's a better question.
The Netherlands. I'm in the Netherlands right now.
Oh, welcome to the show.
Netherlands. Oh, okay.
No, what? No, where were you born?
Europe.
Where were you born and raised?
Born and raised?
Yeah, where were you born?
Yeah.
In the Netherlands.
In the Netherlands.
What was that?
In the Netherlands. Yeah.
In the Netherlands?
I think you guys seem that's like hard to believe or something.
No, we just don't get a lot of calls from the Netherlands. That's all.
I'm just wondering. I mean, you look like you're from Ethiopia.
You do look Ethiopian, though.
Yeah, the Netherlands was the last thing I was.
I do look East African, yeah, but my parents are Somali.
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay.
Hey, so what do you think about what happened in Buffalo, New York?
Let's get your perspective.
I don't know. I'm not from there.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense.
You don't have an opinion? You don't have an opinion on your brothers and sisters?
I don't know. I don't know the gun culture there. I'm not really from the area, so I can't give you a perspective because I'm not really from the area. So it's kind of hard to give you guys a perspective because you guys have a different culture over there. So it's kind of hard because you guys have guns, and I'm not used to that stuff.
No guns?
Yeah, I've never had a gun before.
Wow.
I've never held one before either.
Wow.
Yeah, man, gun laws are different. I mean, the safety is different in other countries, man.
You guys have access to guns readily, so it's kind of crazy, but yeah.
There's literally no threat of gun. Like, I went to Australia. Police don't carry guns.
The police carry guns here, yeah, for sure.
No, I'm talking about in Australia. No guns.
I'm trying to think everywhere that
So
I
what
went.
are you guys going to do about the Buffalo shooting over there? Since you guys live there.
None of us live in New York, but New York's gun laws is pretty weird. It's crazy how it's a lot of states they can, but Phantom, a lot of states in the US that you can't carry guns in have the most high crime. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, there's no threat. They have no threats.
But I mean,
New York is like that, and Chicago is like that.
If I really, really wanted a gun, I could get one. Like super, super wanted one. I guess you can always get one if you really want it, but I'm not really about that life. So
I respect that because some other men will lie. I'm about that life. I kill 3 niggas a year.
There's really nothing to be happy about killing.
No, ain't nothing cool about it, man. Ain't nothing cool about that shit, man. That's one of the reasons why I got this platform, to make normal cool, man. Shit, everybody.
What do you think, Fred? What's your opinion on this?
I think he's the devil. I think that man.
I think he's wrong too. I mean, obviously that's
he's the devil.
What do you think should happen?
Well, obviously he's gonna go to jail for life. But I above that, we got to revisit these gun laws. One, no, and two.
But they're never gonna do that. Like, there's been so many shootings in America. You guys still haven't changed anything. So I find like that's not gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't see it.
Yeah.
From an outside perspective.
The only time they revisited the gun laws was when Huey P. Newton found the loophole.
Oh yeah, when he
in the 60s, in California,
Black Panther's arm and it was walking in the government building. That's the only time they revisited the gun law.
Shout out to him, dog.
Isn't it just like Republican versus Democrat? The Republicans don't want the guns to be gone, and the Democrats.
One thing I want to tell you, as you know, I don't know how long you've been in the United States or not, how long you've been here. But one thing I want to tell you, man, is that a lot of what you see going on in the media now, anyone about 45 and over, we didn't grow up like this. We didn't have like all these we didn't have a whole bunch of gangs, you know, people just killing one another and all that. That's not how Black people grew up. I mean, did we grow up in affluent communities, anything like that? Most black people grew up in communities that were in need, that didn't have, they weren't affluent, they were impoverished communities. A lot of us, some of us were middle class. But the bottom line is we didn't have all this hate and all this discord between black people. We didn't have that growing up. When I grew up, I'm 53 years old. And when I grew up,
Man, Kevin Samuels, that dude's what?
The worst thing you had to worry about when I grew up is you had to worry about, you got into a fist fight, another guy jumping in, and then you had to catch him on the rebound, right? But that was about it. You didn't have to worry about getting shot. We didn't have crack in our neighborhood. When I joined the military back in 1986, I was 17 years old. And when I left the hood then, we didn't have all the crack infestation, people just doing all types of immoral things, killing each other in the streets and all that. We didn't have that. This is something new in the last two generations that we've experienced in this country. So what we see in Buffalo, I'm talking about the black people who did what they did today, or it may have been yesterday when it occurred. The bottom line is that is a function of a public school system and an environment where there's immense amount of immorality, poverty, drugs, and this all comes from what's being promoted in the mass media through Hollywood. You guys are over in these different countries. You see us through some of these Empire shows. What's the one out of Chicago? The Wire.
Yeah, Chicago, right? No, what is it called?
Oh, The Wire is a very good show.
The Shy.
Thank you.
Yeah, that one that what's that rapper?
Wait a minute, Mike. So you telling me that are you saying that Reagan with the Iran Contra wars, they didn't pump drugs in the community? You don't remember that?
Oh, no question.
No, he said he didn't grow up with it.
Oh, he's saying he didn't grow up with it.
By the time
the Reagan area was in the 80s. That's happening in the 80s.
He's 53. We almost grew up around the same time. I'm 57.
What was that?
No, I was replying to KPKC. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so I was just saying that by the time that hit the neighborhoods, I was already gone. I was already in the military. So I would come back home on like leave or something, vacation, and I would see crack houses and the shooting and all that kind of stuff that occurred. But this is something that's happened in the last 2 generations. We've been here for over 400 years, right? So before that, when we went into these neighborhoods, we didn't grow up like this. This is something that's very new, and these new generations growing up with no father in the house and having this culture of destruction propagated through the media, The Wire. What's that 50 Cent guy?
Power.
Talking about BMF.
Yep.
Yeah, all these different things. It shows the world that we have a
degenerate culture.
You know what?
That's worth destroying. That's worth destroying, and that's where the philosophy or the paradigm of annihilation it switched from oppression to annihilation, because now we're being projected to the world as having a degenerate culture, as being a degenerate group of people whose culture is the refuse, the trash of the planet. That's a very dangerous position to be in.
Fred's glitching
out.
Man.
I mean, at this point, the only thing left to do is to annihilate it.
Right. Get rid of it. Get rid of them, man. Listen, I remember I did a show on when NBA Youngboy was getting with Floyd Mayweather's daughter, and I said NBA Youngboy is a byproduct on both sides of the fence. Men not raising their kids, and little boys growing up without fathers. Yeah. The fact that Floyd Mayweather's daughter said, "I don't mind being the 7th baby mama,"
I guess it's pretty much
saw that as satisfactory. I'm like, money don't guarantee class, man. And the absence of fatherhood, the absence of accountability is literally what you get. And I'm using her as an example because it's something that we all can have an opinion on. I can use my cousin, but y'all be like, yeah, I don't know my cousin. So it's just incredibly important that these shows, because I talked about this, people disagreed with me when I talked about this a few months ago. It is the highest BMF is the highest rated show between 18 to 49. They call us African Americans. 18 to 49, it is the highest rated show amongst African Americans.
Right.
BMF. Mm-hmm. And I said, that's a problem. That's a problem. And then we go out there and we beat up Freddie Gibbs 2 miles from the Epic Center where 10 black people were mowed down by a white supremacist.
What do you think if he uses the insanity plea? He might plead insanity.
Look how degenerate of a culture. Look how degenerate of a culture these people have.
Right.
They deserve to be annihilated.
Right.
That's what's being pushed right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's being pushed.
Right. I don't think you can plead insanity with a 180-page. It doesn't matter what
manifesto.
I mean, he's either going to get the death penalty or life. Like I don't know. And insanity guarantees him, a plea deal may guarantee him life in prison without the chance of parole, but he's never getting out.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this.
He wasn't insane because he looked at the white guy that was in the store and apologized.
Facts.
Did you see his gun?
And then,
he had the N-word in there.
Yeah. Where he shot a black woman.
Shit did he had painted on his gun.
He stood over the top of her and blew her brains out.
I don't want to see that.
I think you guys need a hate crime bill or something like that.
We do. Man, Mike, that's Mike's specialty.
I think that's what you guys need, Fred.
Yeah, we got him.
You're definitely right.
We got him. Man, we had this hate crime for Asians, man. They had this hate crime. I mean, I'm all for it. Like, I'm all for it. If someone hates you, the crime should be double. If a teacher molests a student, crime should be double. Time should be double. If a police officer commits a crime against a civilian, they should.
But that's never going to happen. That's unrealistic, like the police officer thing, because they're never going to hold them accountable like that. Because I don't know.
Because we don't. I firmly believe one of the reasons why Lincoln is successful in school is because I pick him up every day. You get what I'm saying? Like there's accountability on Lincoln.
Yeah, he sees that. He knows he's going to see.
His father is coming to pick his ass up.
Right.
There's accountability in that. Every day, Lincoln gonna see me through that gate at 2:30 and be like, I got to do good in school. You understand? And I firmly believe that with people that watch us on TV. Them niggas just jump. They just dance. I'm gonna tell you what they thought. Them dumb black bitches twerked because Joe Biden got in office. That's what they thought. That's what these white people thought.
See, it just goes to show you that our culture fights to not have standards.
Sisters, that
you know that, Fred?
Say it again, please.
Our culture fights to not have any standards, and when you try to have a standard,
we got to do a show.
Everybody says
we got to do a show.
Everybody says,
yes.
Why you want to have this a standard? Like you just said about class, right? There's no way that a $500 million or $500 million athlete daughter should be associated with somebody that's not going to law school, doctor, something like that. That don't even make sense.
Right.
Now I understand this. I don't have $500 million, but there's a separation between what he has access to and what we have access to.
Night and day.
So there should be a certain level of elite African American people that get together. It just is what it is, bro. We got to stop with this mindset that we're all equal and everybody's the same. No, a special athlete made it to be a special athlete. LeBron should be able to marry who he wants, and when he married that person, that's who he married to, and then he's probably expecting his kids to marry somebody in that same kind of circle. It just is what it is. Black people have to get out of this thought process, and no standards mean that we could just do whatever we want and it's not going to affect the community as a whole. That don't work. It never has worked, and it never will.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah, well, maybe the way, and I'm not speaking on Floyd's situation. I don't know the man or anything. I'm looking from 1,000.
Man, Mike. I can't hear you, but I'm struggling to hear you.
He had so many women. He had so
You
many
must be
women.
on the headphone. Headset.
It's okay for a man to have that many women.
It might be you, Champion Hart, because I can hear the man clearly.
You can hear it? It might be me then. Damn.
Yeah, cut your volume up, champ. We can hear it.
He keeps coming in.
Yeah.
A volume.
I was saying that maybe Floyd's daughter thinks it's okay for her to be one of many women because her dad had so many women.
I thought that.
You know, maybe that's it. You know, but I will say that whole tradition of having a lot of women that you're not committed to, or having a lot of men that you're not committed to, that's straight out of slavery. That's straight
Yes,
out
sir. Yes, sir.
That's a slave tradition, right? You know, so that's exactly what that is. That's where that comes from. And Fred, what you mentioned about your son, man, being accountable because you pick him up every day. I think the other side of that is his mom is a doctor, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he catching it from both sides. He don't have a choice but to be great. You know, he don't have a choice. So
yeah, and his mom is his hero. His mom is his hero. You know, I feed that to him. Like I don't let no celebrity, no basketball player. I say your mom saves kids' lives every night. I tell him that all the time. He'll come if he was woke right now. I would call him and be like, "Who's your hero?" He obviously gonna say me because I'm talking to him. I'm gonna say, "Who's your other hero?" He gonna say, "Mom." And say, "Why?" She saves lives every night. Every night she's in there saving lives, man. You know. Yeah.
That's why it's so important that we teach our youngins, we teach our young people, like the brother was saying, Mayweather should have taught his daughter that, you know, picking your mate is important.
Super important.
It's important, man. You got to have someone that's like-minded. You know, my dad used to always say, you never hook up a horse and a mule to pull the same court. To pull the same cart. You got to have two mules or two horses. But a horse and a mule will not pull the same cart. And that's you know how old black folks said. You know, we have some ways of saying it, but you know the little analogies and things we use. But I mean, there's a lot of wisdom in that. And he was talking about, hey, when you pick your woman, make sure you pick a woman of the same pedigree as you.
Right.
Don't. Yeah.
Don't. And imagine this, the panel. Check this out. Imagine being worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and your daughter created a seed that's still 20 feet. That's still in the same position as every black person in America. She basically gave up her competitive advantages. She didn't marry a doctor. She didn't marry an executive. She didn't marry a man who drives trucks. She didn't marry an electrician. She married a man. She procreated with a kid that's going to be fighting cases for the next 20 years.
Wow.
Understand that.
To your point, you know, you have to keep in mind that just because Floyd's tax bracket is what it is, doesn't mean that the parenting skills are what they should be. You know, everybody is not a parent. I mean, yeah, you have mothers and fathers, but you know, being a parent is different.
Right.
You know, and you know what you're saying about picking the kids up every day. That's very important. I did that with my girls. You know, and that's setting that foundation. You know what I'm saying, to make sure that, you know, now understand now, you know, when you set the foundation, as they get older, they're going to make their own decisions and things of the sort, and they may stray, you know, a little bit from, but the thing is, placing that proper foundation, you know, they definitely won't stray too far. You know, that's my point. But understand that as they get older, they're going to make their own decisions. There's going to be that point where you you know, you're gonna have to basically, you know, when you take the training wheels off, you know, and let them do their thing.
Right.
You know? And in a lot of cases that's hard, you know, for some people. But you know, it's got to happen. You
Right.
know, some of the decisions that you know that my girls have made. You know, I think my youngest, I think she kind of bumped her head a lot, and I try and guide her in certain directions. But you know, at the end of the day, she wants to do it her way. You know, and you know, I say, okay, you know, it is what it is. But the foundation, you know, has been laid. So.
Right.
Uh, so I know that at the end of the day, she's gonna be all right.
Yeah, the foundation's there. Hey,
Yeah.
KP, what did you say? I'm going to type it because I want to do a show on that.
Black people fight to not have standards.
Whew, that's so true,
Wait a minute, say it
man.
again. Black people fight to what?
Not have standards.
Not have standards. Yeah, you know what? Someone said this. I can't remember who it was, but he said that we are the only group that will uh, uh, that basically glorify killing one another. You know, it said that there is no, you know, like things that these cats say in their records and their music. He said there's no way that, you know, that they would allow Garth Brooks, you know what I'm saying, to make a record, you know, about killing, you know, some other white dude, you know, in his music. So we're the only we understand that we don't control, you know, our music. Our music is controlled by other individuals who actually, you know, help perpetrate that type of bullshit. We have to make a stand against that and stop co-signing it. You know what I'm saying?
That's correct. That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the important thing to bring out, to point out is that although we're the ones that are talking about it and actually making that a reality, we're speaking that into existence through the music.
Mm-hmm.
We don't control the music industry, and the guys that are doing it, why are they doing that? They're doing it for money.
Right.
They're selling their souls for money. When
Right.
it's all said and done, that's not how we were raised. Champion Hart, I see the gray in your beard, brother. So I know you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Now, you know, I don't know how old you are, but I'm assuming we may be close to being the same age. But the bottom line is, anyone over 45 knows that we didn't really grow up like that. That's not how we grew up.
Right.
I mean, we grew up. It was Fat Boys, Run DMC,
So funny.
EPMD, you know, Eric Sermon, you know, all the rappers we saw that we got into. Those things, the new, you know, Houdini, you know, all the old rappers, they wasn't rapping about killing each other. They weren't doing that kind of crap. This is something that's very, even, I guess it really came out of the West Coast rap with you know, all the gang violence there with the drug epidemic that happened in Los Angeles and then swept the rest of the country. You know, with Iran Contra thing. But the bottom line is that is something that's two generations old. That's not something that we grew up with. And just like you said, Champion Hart, we don't control that narrative. That narrative is being controlled by outside of our communities. But you know, unfortunately, we don't know about who we are as a people. That we just accept whatever they tell us we are. If they tell us we're a bunch of our women are, they're a bunch of hookers, whores, you know, and they should be twerking all over the freaking internet, then that's what they do, you know. Or if they tell our young men that they're just a bunch of gangsters and thugs, you know, and all they need to be doing is thinking about killing another black person, and that's what they do because we're that weak mentally because we have no foundation, we have no actual knowledge of self, where we come from. We don't know that we're actually God's chosen people. We don't realize that.
No, we are, and we got to be that. See, when we use the term king and queens and ancestor and brother, there's an expectation of character. There's an expectation of action that comes with those words, and I think we lose sight of it, and I think us as a whole we gotta expect that expectation as it pertains to character and integrity. You know, we're so lenient, we so quick to turn the other cheek, man. And you know that's I mean, sometimes it's to my fault, but I'm not a forgiving person. I'm a like, I leave you alone. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I'll leave you alone, but I'm not inviting you back to my house for Thanksgiving. I'm not buying you a Christmas gift. I'm not doing it. I don't. Family, friends, blood, non-blood. Nah. Now I understand if you do something that's not out of malice, like that's understandable. If your spirit tells you they did it because it was by accident, or that wasn't their true intentions, then I can have a level of forgiveness. But I'm not inviting. I'm telling you, I don't let snakes linger. You know, and I get it from both sides in my real world. You know, about like, man, why you don't talk to him no more? Well, I don't want him to lie to me and say I'm sorry, or she to lie to me and say I'm sorry. You know, stay over there. You do what you do. Even I got people that owe me thousands of dollars, and I got important people in boxing that has betrayed me, and I've never called them and or asked for my money back, because I know what comes with it. It comes with lies. It comes with 30 conversations. Nah, I'm not doing it. You understand?
Despise the free meal.
You consider that a down payment on peace, Fred.
Man, who you telling? Who you telling, dog?
Yeah, and sometimes I've learned too.
Keep the money, and now I'm at peace because I don't have to worry about you.
Man,
yeah, that's where I'm at with it, Mike. That's what I've learned over time. Sometimes you pay some people to just go away, and you don't even know that you paid them to go away. You gave them something, and they went away. They weren't going to pay you back. Right. You didn't know they weren't going to pay you back, but they just went away.
Right. And I just let it be. You know, I just go on and live my life, and don't reach out, don't call, and you know, and that's the maturity. Like, I equate that to like when someone pisses you off. And do you type that long message? Then you delete it and just put a K? Okay.
Yeah.
You know, okay. Like when family text me, I don't even read the text anymore. Like I don't read them. I just if it's something really bad happens.
I have one question for you.
Yes, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, obviously, you carry yourself as pro-black. You care about the black community and all stuff. But I mean, I know it's gonna sound harsh, but
why my kids mix? Why is Dre Asian?
Yeah, that's my question. That's what
I fell in love with.
Okay, fair enough.
That's a question that I probably get asked once a month, and I'm totally comfortable with it.
Fair enough.
I think I don't know if I just so people that are listening, I don't consider myself pro-black. I use the term when I first got on the internet because that was the talking point, right? But when I got kids, like when I fell in love with being a father, I realized it's about integrity. You know, and I'm always going to side with people that are in your inner circle, that look like you, and I'm just not a fan of that anymore. I'm really, really not a fan of that anymore because I look on the internet and the people that are pro-black
is a joke.
Yeah, they siding with white people, like, and I'm like, but that's not what you say, you know. And so I just sit back and I just be the greatest human being that I can be. Now I grew into this person, Phantom. So when you go watch my old videos, you're gonna be like, damn, Fred, it's different. And that's what I'm telling you. It's okay to be. I learned this from Malcolm X. It's okay to make a left turn right now. Even when death is knocking at your door, it is okay to say, I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was wrong. Simple as that. I was wrong.
Yeah, because every time I see that thought process of quote unquote being pro this or pro that, right? As far as pro-black goes, it never goes anywhere. It never goes, it goes in a circle. I'm watching brothers say they pro-black. Most of them that are saying they pro-black are not even married to a black woman. I'm not even gonna classify myself as pro-black, and I'm
Oh
very
yeah, it's
pro-black with my black
hypocrisy.
kids.
It's finest.
So like it's a joke because if you're gonna play that kind of game, you gotta have to play that all the way out, right? So all your kids is gonna have to marry black, all the and based on what we're seeing, most people move into areas where their tax brackets take them. And more likely than not, if you move out of an area, you're most likely going to commingle with other people.
Mm-hmm.
By commingling with those other people and sending your kids to school with those other people, that's going to change the dynamics of your family sooner or later. So stop playing the silly games. America got too many people coming in the country each and every month from different countries, and we all come from different smorgasbord people. Ain't no way that's going to work. Because even some of our ancestors was mixed blood. So it's a waste of time.
Yeah. And from a science perspective, like for real, from a science perspective, the labels are put on us by the commercial economy. The closer you are to the equator, the darker you're going to be. The further away from the equator, the lighter you're going to be. And if the cradle of civilization is in that region, then we're all black. You know what I'm saying? So capitalism created our devils, like I'm just saying from a science perspective, but since we live in America, that is a great question to ask me. And I don't shy away from it. I think it's important because how I started my channel, I'm not that anymore. I've matured. I've literally morphed into the man that walks with integrity. There was a time where Fred supported the bullshit. I'm not doing that no more. Not with 2 kids. I'm not doing it. I'm really, really not. I don't support the bullshit. I don't promote it. And I have like I said, I have a paper bag theory. You're not gonna see me with 3.
The funniest video is the one with Adrian Broner when he threatened you backstage.
Who?
Adrian Broner.
Oh, that was a long time ago. And
that was a funny ass. That was my first video I saw of you. That's
because that went viral. Yeah, that went viral. And but yeah, it's just important that we find our purpose. You guys saw me in real time fall into my purpose, and that's why I like the beauty of this. The same raw and open and honesty that I have with y'all is the same raw and honesty that I have with my kids, Dre, family, my mom, Dre's family. Like it's that important. You guys have seen me grow from an intellectual perspective on race. You guys have seen me grow financially. You guys have seen me grow with 2 kids. Dre doesn't want to be on camera, or else me and Dre would do videos all the time. I have no problem with it. She's anti-camera, and she has no desire to ever be on camera. And it's just incredibly important that if you take something away from me, is that I'm not afraid to make my corrections butt naked in front of the world. For lack of a better example, and I've been that, and it's I honor that about myself. Like I respect that about myself, that I can auto correct myself. I can self-correct myself. I don't need a pastor to tell me you need to pray 13 times and give me $13,000. I don't subscribe to that. So now when I got 2 kids, I can't give you $13,000, Pastor. So that's it, man. It's and then the point, I've written down a bunch of notes too, and I'm glad KB brought this up, and KP brought it up too, and I'm pretty sure you thought of this. Every pro-black agenda has set us back. Because if time goes forward, that means we go back or go forward, right? Black Lives Matter raised over $90 million. Where's the $90 million?
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter voted for a man that is pro lock a nigga up.
Well, they stole it.
Yeah, they stole the money. Yeah, they definitely stole the money. But our agendas is not attached to the people.
Yeah, well, Black Lives Matter was really never about about black people. If you read their mission statement,
I agree.
you know, they were talking that transgender bullshit. They were never talking about family as far as man being head of the family, a black family. They actually had to change their mission statement because people
Oh, they
were getting
changed it,
in
huh?
fight, and they were like, "Wait a minute, what the hell is this?"
But yo, don't most charities steal the money anyways?
Well, I'm not gonna say most. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
there are charities. There are charities that steal money.
yeah, I know. Red Cross. There was some controversy concerning Red Cross a while ago.
Yeah, I definitely would say that, man. It's
There
just
hasn't been a political agenda that was suiting the needs of black male heterosexuals ever.
right.
There's
ever.
never been one, and that's the problem. Because if you give the money to the men supply the money to the families. But if you
Right.
give the money to single women, then you get whatever the hell you get. They consume everything.
Right.
Facts.
It just is what it is, bro.
Facts.
Yeah, I always called that organization that was controlled opposition. You know, what's his name? George Soros had his hand in it. You know, so I always considered that group as controlled opposition. I never considered that anything for Black Americans to begin with.
So real, man. Great conversation, y'all. Shit. Hey, we got to come back at some point with this show. We're gonna be dry for the next 2 weeks of boxing anyway. But I'm gonna use these boxing topics to try and bring these suckers in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are there any good fights next week?
They don't want to hear that.
No, it's go ahead. No, it's just David Benavidez versus, but that's just like he's gonna it's whatever. I don't know.
A setup fight. Just
yeah,
a setup fight. It's a
setup fight. It's a setup fight. Yeah. And so we go dry for another 2 weeks, and then we come back with June 4th. We got 2 big fights. Stevie Fulton is fighting Daniel Roman, who's a very durable. He's like kind of like Sean Porter, you know, in that weight class. And then we have Devin Haney versus
George
Kambosos.
That's a good fight.
That's gonna be. I'm gonna do something at my crib for that one. I'll be moved
What's
in.
the betting odds for that shit? Let me see.
It's pretty close, 190, something like that. It's gonna drop a little bit more. If that fight was in America,
he's the favorite.
Oh, Devin's a favorite. I definitely have Devin winning that fight. Definitely
he's a favorite, but he's going down under. So I don't know about that one, G.
Yeah. True that.
Minus 220.
Oh, it went up minus 220 because it's more American money because it's in Vegas, but it'll drop. Mr. Phantom, what you got? Last point. What you got, man?
My last point.
Yeah.
Thank you for your videos. I appreciate you.
Thank you, dog. I totally appreciate it. Come back. Stay up. Come back.
All right.
Appreciate you, dog.
All right, brother. Salute.
Do you guys think that Devin needs a knockout?
He needs a knockdown. He gonna need something. Devin is not a dominating fighter. He's a winning fighter. You know, he's not dominant. You know,
he fights in a lot of spurts. He does a lot of spurts. He does a lot of spurt fighting. He's not a I mean, I like Devin Haney, but he's not going to show you what Shakur Stevenson showed you.
Right.
Put it like that. Shakur Stevenson can dominate whole rounds and not lose whole rounds.
Right.
Devin Haney dominates moments.
Right.
So tell me this.
Hell no.
You think that Devin can win without a knockout?
I
don't think so.
I think he's gonna have some big moments because
see a lot of people is underrating Kambosos.
Kambosos is a bad boy.
This is the thing, guys. This is what I'm seeing. Kambosos and Teofimo Lopez was pretty close. I'm not saying Devin Haney is just going to wipe the floor with Teofimo Lopez, right? I've never thought that.
I did.
So I'm not. Okay, you can think it if you want, but when he get in that ring, he about to show you. Yeah. When he go fight Kambosos is the best fighter he's ever fought.
Listen,
just like
Devin Haney's the best fighter he ever fought. Don't forget that.
You can say that, but Teofimo Lopez did beat Lomachenko live and in color. We watched.
Lomachenko wasn't shit. He still ain't
Cal. Cal, you can say that, but
man,
you
Steve
cannot.
Cunningham is his favorite fighter, man. We gonna let Kyle get off.
Hey, Cal, you can say that if you want, but at the end of the day, we watched the guy fight. I watched the guys fight. I like Devin Haney. I want to see him win. I want to see him be great. But he ain't fought nobody at that level yet, guys. That's all I'm saying.
Kyle over there hating. Why you hating, dog? Why you hating?
I'm being real.
Why you always hating?
Okay, we gonna be here in the barbershop that Sunday after the fight.
Yeah, we gonna be here.
I want Devin to put on the clinic, man.
We need him to win.
Want to put on the clinic.
Yeah,
I want him to win.
Y'all let a nigga get hit one time. Y'all just forget about how.
No. It's boxing. You're gonna get hit. I ain't never said nothing. Yeah, I never said anything about him getting hit. You're gonna get hit. It's boxing.
He dominated that whole fight against.
He dominated that whole fight. He got caught, but I mean, it is what it is. You're gonna get caught, but it didn't knock him to his feet.
I give him credit for that JoJo Diaz fight.
Knock him down, off his feet.
I thought that JoJo Diaz fight was a big win.
He beat Linares.
Linares wasn't okay. Linares is okay, but I thought JoJo was
Kambosos is better than both of them. Dude.
Yeah, he is, and like
Mickey Bay fought him. Mickey Bay fought Kambosos, so he knows.
Decision, yeah. And
see the problem with Haney is this, bro. He doesn't have a consistent head trainer. His trainer changes all the time, bro. Like he's got different voices all the time. That's confusing over time. Either you're gonna have the same guy or you're not.
Yep. And Ben Davis
that doesn't work, bro.
And Mickey Bay are not in his corner this fight. They got fights. Ben Davison, I don't know if he has a fight, but Mickey Bay has a fight May 21st. So
where's Mickey Bay and Nolan Farmer? When is that?
Oh, that's this week. We gotta promote it. Come on, we gotta promote that fight. Hey,
we definitely
Sean, you gotta reach out to me, man. Y'all gotta do some interviews, man. Y'all gotta.
They gotta call in. We didn't know they was having fights.
Yeah, just hit me, man. We gotta talk about that fight this week, man. Tevin Farmer or Mickey Bay, man. Make sure we go buy it. I'm buying that fight. It's $29.99, man.
Yeah, we definitely
gotta promote that fight. Yeah,
check it out.
Send me a flyer if Sean is their promoter or Tevin or Mickey. Send me a flyer, fight week or something, so I can promote it. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I want to see what Devin does, man. I want to see him win, but he just got the odds against him where he went to make the fight and all type of deal,
Right.
But he's gonna need more than a 12-round domination. He's gonna need, because if Floyd Mayweather had a 12-round domination against Canelo Alvarez in Vegas and he got a majority draw, I don't know what more you think Devin ain't gonna have to do more than that.
Fact.
Well, you do know that the judges are not gonna be from Australia. You know that, right?
Don't
I don't give a damn, bro.
In Australia. They're getting paid in
They getting paid in Australian money.
Yeah. Man.
He's gonna need it pretty much almost.
Yeah.
Stopping, he can almost stop it.
Right.
Facts, man.
He gonna shock y'all more than y'all think. I'm telling you.
I want to be shocked in, Cal.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. So, final call. What you got? Who we got? KP. Final call. What you got?
Salute, man. My last words is, man, that was funny, man. I couldn't believe the Phoenix Suns blew that game yesterday. But man, that's my last thing.
Peace. What you got, champ?
Hey, but I made money on that game.
All right, guys. See you tomorrow, dog. See you tomorrow. What you got, champ? With the champ tomorrow, 9 o'clock, 8:30. As soon as Kyle get in the building. What's up?
Hey, did you talk about? You get a chance to talk about Kevin Samuels?
Yeah, we definitely can bring it back because I love what he stood for.
Yeah, okay, we need to chop it up on that, brother.
Yeah, well, I'll bring it back. Yeah, we talked about it when he died that Sunday, but let's talk about Kevin Samuels and Black people loving. We could talk about that tomorrow.
Cool. Okay.
Kevin Samuels and Black people love not having standards. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's man. Yeah, we definitely need to talk about that. I couldn't believe that.
It's gonna be a boxing title, but I'm gonna try and bring them in tomorrow. So,
cool.
Bait switch.
Okay.
Yeah, bait switch.
We got our Cooking with the Champ episode tomorrow, right?
Yeah, as soon as Kyle jump in the building, we go.
Cool. All right. I'm out, man.
Mr. Fuller, what you got, big homie? Appreciate you, man. 2 hours hanging out on the phone. Appreciate you. What you got, big homie?
I normally don't do this.
I know. We appreciate you.
But I just, you know, I'm 53, but I'm young at heart, man. But anyway, I appreciate everyone. You know, let me talk a little bit. Let me talk a little bit because I will say that a lot of stuff is going on, man. It's weighing on all of us, and it's definitely weighing on my. I just don't see individual success as really being that important when you have the vast majority of your people kind of like going down the tubes.
Right.
Or a significant portion of your people going down the tubes.
Right.
I just don't, you know, that's a problem that needs to be. We can't have what we saw on Saturday. That's got to stop, man. We can't have our mothers and grandmothers,
Amen,
wives and daughters shopping and getting murdered.
Right.
You know, in Cope. And can't stand for that.
I'm with you.
It's time to stand up and each one teach one and start taking individual and collective stances against the system.
I'm with you.
We got it. We can't settle for that. So that's it.
Nah, we appreciate you coming in. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yep.
Peace. What you got? What you got? What you got, man? You didn't talk too much tonight. That might be a blessing.
Oh, the blessing was, man, last night, man, I was working the door at the club. You know the guy from, the dude that played Corey Wise and When They See Us?
Who?
Corey Wise. Remember how When They See Us, you never seen that movie?
No, I never seen it.
Central Park 5?
I didn't see it. I purposely didn't see it, but go ahead.
Oh, word?
No, I didn't want to see it. I saw the interviews on OWN, and I said, I'm not watching it. But go ahead, tell us about it. I wouldn't, my spirit didn't want to watch it, but go ahead.
Well, one of the main characters came to the club, and I helped him get in.
Oh, he couldn't get in? But you can't get in. You in the club, but you can't get in. Is that what they said?
That line was crazy last night.
Well, I'm glad.
It was some nigga shit, man. So much nigga shit took place last night.
Nice, I bet.
So my first night, it was mild niggas. You know what I mean? You know, there's a few niggas sprinkled, more black people. But last night was a nigga night, is what I called it. Straight niggas.
Well, that's why they hired you. They want niggas fighting niggas.
Niggas
from their perspective, you know.
Sure. No, because all the other nights is cool. Sundays is the nigga day.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, well, you work every other. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Anyways, man, we getting out of here. You ready to get out of here, man?
Yeah, man. Keep your foot on these suckers' necks, friend.
Hey, next week I got to do your show, man. Talk about the movie, man.
For sure.
So we can get the numbers up. You know what I mean? I can cuss some people out. Yeah. I'll be in the mood to cuss people out next week too.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, I'll be in the mood to say something.
I'm finna hit at least 1,000.
Yeah.
You know what I'm named the show, right?
What's that? What you gonna name
it? Grievances with Fred. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Share your grievances without Patrick Hawthorne.
Facts.
He's argument ready.
Yeah, we should do it when I come back because you know in the new barbershop I'm gonna have a grand piano in the office. You know what I'm saying? In the barbershop we got a grand piano with that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Let's go.
So your son will be doing his lessons.
He's gonna play the piano before the show. That's how we gonna open the show. We're gonna play the song. He's gonna come in because he goes to bed at 7:30. So he's gonna think it's the coolest thing in the world. Lincoln, you want to stay up for 10 more minutes? Lincoln, you want to stay up? Oh my God. He'll say, he's gonna think it's the cool. I'm gonna say, Lincoln, if you do great in school, I'm gonna let you play. I'm gonna let you open up the show. And he's already doing great in school, you know. So anyways, man, we're gonna have some fun, man. I love talking about that Kevin Samuel stuff, man. That'd be a great topic for tomorrow. You know what I mean? We love that trauma shit. We love, oh my God, we love it. You know, but yeah, man. Just waiting on Kyle. That's all I'm doing. Waiting on Kyle.
In the words of the great philosopher DB Fredro. Play the song, Fred.
I got you, big homie. I got you. 3 girls and 1 boy, huh? You got it. You got it done. You got it done, man. I respect you grinding for your family too, man. Yeah. Stay grinding. Hey, there was not a job I turned down from 2000 to 2010. I couldn't. Teaching, hustling, picking up, hustling meaning not selling drugs, but hustling, doing to make shit work, you know, training people, selling product, you know what I mean? What's up, Kane? We missed you tonight, you know, and nothing I turned down for 10 years. God down and through. Dre will tell you.
All right, go upstairs.
The conference final starts tomorrow too, right?
Man, I like Boston.
You like Boston? You do? Who they playing?
Peoples Hernandez.
Who they playing?
The Heat.
Who?
The Heat.
Who's the other team? Miami?
Yeah.
Wow.
I can tell him gonna show his ass, man. Go upstairs.
So we're gonna have Boston and Golden State in the finals?
Go upstairs.
Phantom, KB, appreciate you, dog. Oak Park, man, I appreciate you, man. Tino, Cooking with the Champ tomorrow, 8:45, 9 o'clock. Come on in here. Let's have a good time. OG Bruce, Jeremy Burt, Brother Code, S. Whitaker, man, appreciate you, man. Was antidepressant, which is directly related to all mass murder. He's a sick man, Mr. Whitaker. Sick man, Mr. Whitaker. Tino the Great, man. ASI Motors, man. Auto Swap INC. R. West, Dana Jones. You know we appreciate you, man. Matt, yo, yeah. Hey, you know what interview I was listening to today? Myron Rowe on the Pivot. I enjoyed it because now I got an hour in the car now. You know what I mean? So
Why is that?
Just a further away. I'm further away right now. So got an hour up and an hour back. So appreciate you, Don. Appreciate you, Don. You in Detroit? Moss #1 is in Detroit. Malcolm X saved the fucking Nation of Islam. Saved they ass. Man. Man. Catherine Massey, man. Rest in peace, Catherine Massey. Love y'all, man. Totally appreciate y'all. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Kevin Samuels tomorrow, man. Black people love that trauma.
We need that. We need the 10 count.
We need what?
The bells.
Facts. And Deontay Wilder got a statue May 25th in Alabama. I would go, but
no, you should go.
I'll be doing a lot of work on the home that week.
Oh, that's
right. Yeah. Love y'all, man. See y'all tomorrow.